It's safe to say that Lionel Messi has enjoyed the highest highs of football, from clinching every club title there is to be won, to winning 7 Ballon d'Ors. But for him, there was always one big piece missing, until now. Today, let's look into the fairy tale ending to the footballing story of this living legend. Unlike the 2006 World Cup, where Messi was an up-and-coming teenager, when the 2010 World Cup in South Africa arrived, all eyes were on the 2009 Ballon d'Or winner. A lot of people expected him to drag his country back to glory after 24 years. He was just 23 at the time. Argentina made it all the way to the quarterfinals, but were embarrassed at the hands of the Germans, who beat them 4-0. Though Messi was the heartbeat of that team, he failed to score in any of the 5 games, his only goal contribution in the whole tournament being an assist to Carlos Tevez in a 3-1 win over Mexico. By his standards, it was a highly disappointing tournament. Messi continued to impress at Barcelona, winning 3 more Ballon d'Ors in 2010, 2011, and 2012 respectively. And by the end of that year, he set a new record, scoring a mind-numbing 91 goals in a single calendar year, breaking the previous record of 85 goals set by Gerd Müller in 1972. So, when the 2014 World Cup in Brazil arrived, Messi, who was 27, was at his peak, winning the last 4 out of 5 Ballon d'Ors, at the time a record-breaking highest in the history of the award. Therefore, the pressure was even more for Messi to win the World Cup for his country, just like his idol Maradona did a year before Messi was born. This time, it was evident that Messi had matured even more since the last World Cup. He took the tournament by the scruff of the neck, scoring 4 goals and providing 1 assist, effectively dragging his country to a World Cup final. It seemed like this was the moment for him, as he was arguably the best player of the tournament up until that point. But Germany inflicted another nightmare on Argentina when Mario Götze scored in extra time to break the hearts of all Argentines, including Leo Messi. Argentina finished the game without registering a single shot on target and only amassed 1/3 of the possession. Despite the result, Messi was awarded the Golden Ball as he was crowned the best player of the tournament. But Messi and Argentina's woes did not stop there, as they lost 2 consecutive Copa America finals to Chile in 2015 and in 2016, meaning Argentina lost 3 finals in a row in 3 years, which clearly took its toll on Messi as he announced his retirement from international football right after the match. This was what he said: "For me, the national team is over. I've done all I can. It hurts not to be a champion." However, after only a few months, Messi announced that he would be returning to play for Argentina very soon. He said, "Many things went through my head the day of the last final, and I seriously thought of leaving. But I love this country and this shirt too much. I'm grateful to all the people who wanted me to continue playing with Argentina. Hopefully, we can give them something to cheer about soon." After these final defeats, some people started to question Messi's legacy, citing his failure at the international stage, which was exacerbated after Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal won the 2016 Euros. So, when the 2018 Russia World Cup arrived, all eyes were on Messi once more. Messi scored a single goal throughout the tournament, which came in a 2-1 win over Nigeria in the group stage, helping Argentina qualify to the knockout stages. Ultimately, they were knocked out in the round of 16 by the eventual champions, France. Messi still contributed so much in the game, providing 2 assists as they lost 4-3. It was yet another disappointing tournament for Messi, which further emboldened his critics. In 2019, Messi achieved yet another incredible personal milestone, winning the Ballon d'Or, his 6th at the time, becoming the most decorated player in the history of the award once more, edging Cristiano Ronaldo by 1. In 2021, another opportunity arose for Argentina to clinch their first title in decades, the 2021 Copa America. They made it all the way to the final thanks to an incredible performance from their captain, Lionel Messi, who scored 4 goals and provided 5 assists in the tournament. Host country Brazil, their arch rivals, awaited in the final for a classic showdown. Di Maria's single goal in the game was enough to crown Argentina champions at long last. Messi finally got his hands on an international trophy, silencing his loudest critics. The victory and his fine performances ultimately helped Messi to win his 7th Ballon d'Or in 2021. In an unfortunate turn of events, Lionel Messi left his boyhood club Barcelona, where he scored 672 goals as the club was stricken with huge financial problems. He made the switch to Paris to play alongside Mbappe and Neymar at PSG. But life at Paris wasn't a smooth sailing for Messi as he struggled to find his feet. Messi finished his debut season with only 6 league goals, the first time he failed to score double digits in the league since the 2005-06 season. As a result, Messi wasn't even nominated for the Ballon d'Or for the first time since 2005. However, in the 2022-23 season, Messi regained his form after he was deployed in his favorite position as a playmaker behind Mbappe and Neymar. As of November before the World Cup break, Messi has already scored 7 goals and provided an incredible 10 assists in the league, and also another 4 goals and 4 assists in the Champions League. In October of 2022, with the Qatar World Cup on the horizon, Messi announced that it would be his last. The much-awaited World Cup 2022 arrived at last, and Messi's final push seemed to be going according to plan when Messi slotted in a penalty in the first 10 minutes in the opening game against Saudi Arabia. But Saudi shocked the whole world when they scored 2 goals in the second half to hand Argentina their first defeat in 37 games. This defeat already made the task a mountain to climb, as only one team has ever managed to win the World Cup after losing the first game of the tournament, and that was Spain in 2010. Argentina bounced back in the second game after 2 superb goals by Lionel Messi and Enzo Fernandez. And then they beat Poland in their last group game. Argentina faced Australia in the round of 16, which was to be the 1000th game for 35-year-old Lionel Messi, a special occasion for the magician. He opened the scoring in the first half as they went on to beat the Socceroos 2-1. Next were the Netherlands in the quarterfinals, a historic tie that goes back decades. As such, tensions were high, and there were back and forths even before the game started, especially from the Orange camp. But Argentina took the lead in the first half when Messi set up Molina with a defense-slicing, beautiful pass, and then their lead was doubled when Messi converted a spot kick. However, in the 81st minute, Weghorst pulled one back for the Netherlands. This goal raised tensions, and the Netherlands equalized through Weghorst with virtually the last kick of the game. The game was full of tension, and there were a lot of coming together, which warranted a whopping 17 yellow cards from the referee. Ultimately, the game was to be decided on penalties after a goalless extra time. Emi Martinez saved the first penalty from Virgil van Dijk, setting the tone for the shootout while showcasing his elite mind games when it comes to penalties. He saved yet another from Berghaus, which led Argentina to win and qualify to the semi-finals, where they'll face last World Cup's runners-up, Croatia. Even after the game ended, a lot of hostility ensued between the two benches, where we even saw an angry Lionel Messi. The semi-final kicked off and Croatia dominated the earliest parts of the game, but Messi converted a spot kick in the 33rd minute to give Argentina the lead. Then 5 minutes later, Alvarez doubled their lead with a beautiful solo goal. And then after a mesmerizing run, Messi set up Alvarez for his second of the night to make it a comfortable 3-0 win for Scaloni's men. Messi was awarded Player of the Match just like every knockout game before it. Then on December 18, a final showdown awaited against the defending champions, France. Luckily for France, it was not only Messi who had a brilliant tournament. his Paris Saint-Germain teammate Kylian Mbappe was also having an incredible tournament, scoring as many goals as the Argentine. They both went into the final with 5 goals each. It seemed like it was going to be an epic showdown, but I don't think anyone was ready for what was about to ensue. Argentina started brilliantly while the French seemed like they were lethargic. Argentina were awarded a penalty very early on, which was coolly converted by none other than Lionel Messi, also putting himself ahead in the race for the Golden Boot. Shortly after that, Di Maria doubled their lead, shifting the tie massively in Argentina's favor. France got a hold of the ball better in the second half, but they still looked dull. As time went by, it looked more and more likely that it was going to be Messi's day at last. But in the 80th minute, France were awarded a penalty which Kylian Mbappe slotted past Martinez, giving a lifeline to the holders and also tying Messi for the Golden Boot. Incredibly, only a minute after his first, Mbappe scored a magnificent volley to put France on level terms, sending panic and shockwaves amongst the Argentines. Then, in the second half of extra time, Messi scored what was assumed to be the winner. But 2 minutes before the whistle, France were awarded yet another penalty, which Mbappe coolly converted to become the first player since 1966 to score a hat-trick in a World Cup final. Unbelievably, in the 3rd minute of stoppage time, Kolo Muani went through on goal on what seemed to be a sure chance for him to score. But Emi Martinez spread his legs to pull off an incredible save that kept Argentina and Messi's dream alive. Martinez's heroics did not stop there. It actually just began. There's virtually no one Messi would prefer to have between the sticks over the Aston Villa keeper, who played a main role in Argentina's triumph in the 2021 Copa America, and he fully embraced the moment and was really up for it. His mind game tactics were also evident. After both Messi and Mbappe scored the first penalties, Martinez saved the next from Coman while Tchouaméni fired wide, and Gonzalo Montiel scored the 4th penalty to clinch Argentina's first World Cup title since 1986. Lionel Messi's prayers were answered as he finally got his hands on the one trophy that evaded him for so long. Though he was beaten to the Golden Boot by the young prodigy, Messi was named Player of the Tournament, and an 8th Ballon d'Or might just be on the horizon. With his World Cup triumph, Messi has effectively shut down his critics, further solidifying his status as the greatest to ever grace the beautiful game. Lionel Messi won. Football won.